What's the drilly? You know who it is, your boy Savage, aka the Sevloke. You tuning into Sevloke's Hood Tales. Like, subscribe, comment, and share, and hit the notification bell if you with the movement. To all my real riders, you know what time it is, man. So let's get on with this video. So today, bro, I wanted to talk about going into the system at an early age and what it does to you mentally. And honestly now, and this is in Colorado, bro, like a lot with Colorado, they've built the system to incarcerate young kids. Colorado is a no tolerance state. So basically, you know, out here, they will stretch you for any little thing. And they got this shit called the big bitch, the little bitch. And the big bitch, you know, if you get multiple, you know, you mess up in your early ages and you get multiple felonies, they can triple your time and give you triple the numbers of what your initial case holds. So, you know, out here, especially when you grow up in the gangbanging aspect, you're always taught. Out here, they look at gangbanging as a terrorist act, terrorist group. So they don't have no tolerance. And then after the Denver Bronco, Derek Williams got killed, they cracked down on that stuff a lot. So that means that they were given numbers you wouldn't even get in other states. Stretching. That's why out here, it's when you're in that kind of lifestyle, you're walking on thin ice. There's really out here, you know, when you're walking in that lifestyle, you're either going to die or you're either going to get stretched. It's not like other states where they're lenient on different things. You know, I heard other states, they don't even look at half of the stuff that they look at in Colorado. So it's playing with thin ice out here, man. You know, like fools are getting penitentiary time for domestic violences. You know, I seen people that got domestic violence that got penitentiary time for protecting their rights, and they accidentally killed somebody and they got some prison time. In other states, that wouldn't fly. You know, that's the sucky part about Colorado. You know, they don't have no tolerance for gangbanging. They don't got tolerance for crime. You know, so I'm always asked, you know, the thing about out here, bro, is like, you know, people that are smart that see that, they're giving football numbers for different things. So a lot of people try to eliminate that out their life. You know, there's still stuff that goes on and it's still active. But two, people don't understand, in the early 90s, gangbanging hit in Colorado, and we had summer of violences out here in Denver. Summer of violences where they had to call the National Guard to come in and try to get stuff situated because people were just dying left and right because of the gangbanging. And after that, they built Wild West, and they didn't have no tolerance after the Summer of Violences. You can go look it up. Summer of Violences was a time in Denver, some of the bloodiest time in Denver for gangbanging. Fools were just getting killed left and right. Colors hit, and this is early 90s. That's why I say, like, the roots from the land was very embedded in the 90s. This was one of the first states that the California homies came out here, you know, and they rooted their politics out here. So everybody knows I caught a case. I caught a case at 18, an early age. And out here, the terminology for youngsters coming in are new fish. He got a wet number. You know what I'm saying? I got a wet number when I came in I always used to say I came in here as soon as I could. That was just a joke. But, you know, and being 18, you just basically became a man. You're still a youngster compared to people that are doing penitentiary time, old convicts. And the way that the system is set up out here, you got to understand, at 18, I'm still a youngster. I go into the county. My case alone, it can give you life sentences. You go into that pod. I was in Jefferson County. I was going back and forth from Jefferson County to Denver County. Jefferson County, you go into Graves. That's automatically max. You know, that's where the most violent offenders are. They put me in a pod with fools that were looking at capital murders, trying to get them to do the death penalty. I'm 18, Trauma, you talk about being traumatized around some of these fools' cases, just hearing this around real life sickos, fools that, blew fools' brains out, took fools, kidnapped fools, and then shot them fools in the back of the head. I'm going in with my case, and I'm fighting my case. I fought my case for almost 2 years. Being traumatized by going to the courts, being traumatized by every other week, you got a plea bargain for 64 years, or you got a plea bargain. If you don't take this plea bargain, you're getting stretched. The stress level that automatically may be programmed into being flight for life. My nervous system started messing with my mental. I started really thinking I was going to do a life sentence. And the way that they put it in their terrorist act, if you're a part of any gangbanging terrorist act, at 18, still being a youngster, it has so much effects on my mental. Depression, anger. And really, to tell you the truth, my case was a self-defense case. My case was a situation where I felt like me and my younger brothers our lives were in danger, and we had to react to it. Then getting my time. I finally got a 10 stipulated sentence. Hitting the yard. After all that, hitting the prison yard at that early age, being one of the younger inmates, because, my age group at the time, you didn't really see a lot of fools getting stretched on these level 4s, going to these level 4s. Yes, they went to like minimum restricted minimums, but when you go to level 4, it's a different ball game. Walking in that unit around killers and fools that are not going home. Going to the aspect of talking to normal society, and then going to an aspect of being in a cell with a person that has 1,000+ years and not being able to talk about a normal conversation because this fool ain't never going home. Seeing that aspect. My first day there, in the facility on lockdown, they had to fly somebody out the facility on Flight for Life because somebody crushed the fool's head with a weight bar. Rolling up to that yard, seen it. What's up, man?
Have you seen any drawings?
Nah, brother. Like blueprints?
Yeah.
No, I haven't. So yeah, it's crazy, man. Let's get some more of this privilege. Walking in my first day in prison yard, bro. Walking into the unit. I was in unit 5, then went to unit 4, the intake pod. And Crowley, you know what I'm saying? I get over there and I go to the unit, bro, and the crazy part is when you walk in, you go put down your bedding, the first thing, fools hitting you up. Where you from? Stay right away. Where you from? They like, let's get you the fools that got the keys on the yard. Go talk to the OG. He wanted to check my paperwork. Go into the pod. I'm in the cell with these dudes, and they have this dude in the cell. And literally, they're stomping this fool's head in because he owed debts on the yard. That's my first impression. They say you get programmed after 30 days. A habit picks up. So imagine doing 7 years straight around nothing but negativity, nothing but drama, trauma, seeing fools that dead. They're alive one night. They're dead the next day because some serious situations happen. Another thing, and people don't understand, the rape aspect of people. You might know somebody and you might be in a unit and then all of a sudden, bro, you hear things. The next day they put a crime scene in your unit because somebody got raped all night. Got tortured all night. So when I look back at it, bro, the trauma that you endure, it's a trauma like no other. It kind of relates to the trauma of, they say, the people that go to the army, you get PSA or that post distress shit, And and doing that for 7 years straight, and then get back out to society, one of the biggest things is trying to find myself, trying to understand how society gets down. Because out here, everything's disrespectful. There's no respect out here in normal society. In there, you gonna show respect or lose your life. In there, you gonna show respect or lose your life. You don't disrespect it anyway in there. Your word is everything. You only have your word. So if you say something, you better live up to it. Because out here, people talk just to talk. Out here, a person will say something and the next day be a whole different person. In there, that don't fly. Just being a real person that gets you far in life. In there, you have to be a real person. You got to handle your business. Because in there, everything's life and death. If you don't handle your business, you will become a victim of them surroundings. Got out here, bro, and I had a support system all the way. And that's the biggest thing. When I wanted to go back to the penitentiary, my support system didn't let me. And when I say that, there's times out here that you got to jump through hoops, and you got to feel lesser of a man because you have to do stuff and take orders. You want to just go back to the penitentiary and finish your time. You don't want to deal with that stuff. And I've been to that point when I was on parole. I didn't want to deal with society. I wanted to go back. It was easier. But my support system didn't allow it. My wife, Road, my backbone. You can't tell me anything. She's a real life queen. Been with me through the tundra. And that's what it is, man. It's wild, bro. To this day, I'm still trying to find my way, but I've learned, I've soaked up, matured. And that's the thing you have to do. Real fools are going to show through action. You want it, you're going to get it. And that's what it is. Your boy Sevlok. You know what it is. Let's get it.